I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Amy.
Let's discuss.
Sometimes I forget my own name.
True. Like, I feel like you'll call me, like, Amy instead of Aubrey.
I'll
like,
call you the dog. I'll
me
call the dog
dog.
you. I mean, there's only
Exactly.
3 of us in this home, so that's
And
generally what
also,
happens.
everybody, we have a special guest today.
Da-da-da-da.
My name's Erik.
This is my boyfriend, Erik.
Eric.
Erik John
They
Demchick.
pay me to hang out with Aubrey.
We like to
No.
make fun of his accent. Eric.
No, your mom
Aubrey.
pays me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a
yeah.
monthly salary.
Wait, nobody's paying me. What the hell?
Get Ruth on that.
Oh, well.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Amy, and we're on Patreon. Please check out our Patreon. The link will be here on the screen because of our amazing editor. And for a low price of $5 a month membership for our account, you're going to get access to our couch karaoke videos.
So professional and well done.
Amazing singing
And-
by us. And also some extra food reviews and some other behind the scenes footage that we'll add from time to time. So check us out, and thanks for your support.
Should we do our sound of the day first?
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I didn't plan for this.
That's okay. I don't.
No,
plan for
we
stuff.
try to be
All right, cool.
No, it's like
spontaneous.
spontaneous.
All right, go.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Sound of the day. 1, 2, 3.
Ah!
Oh, wow. Stressful on that side of the couch.
Ah!
Wow, it's still happening.
Okay. Yeah. So.
I feel like I didn't nail it the first time, so I have to do it a second time.
I'm dead.
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
it's just been a long.
It's been a long day.
Mine was like, it's been a long day, but it was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm finally done with all the stuff that I had to do earlier. So I'm just chilling out now.
I feel like we didn't even have that. Like we didn't have that busy of a morning. It was just.
It
we're
was
just tired.
also just like the heat. We went to a flea market this morning.
It's hot today.
Man, it was hot as balls. I was sweating a lot. I enjoyed it though.
I was drenched in sweat.
He was drenched in sweat. Oh my gosh. And then last night we also took a swing dancing class.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It was really, really fun, but oh man, that room was freaking hot. Like, it was, yeah. But we enjoyed. So yeah, we're exhausted. We've been going through it this week. So yeah. So, for our bevs.
We're just having some good old Kirkland sparkling water. Bev.
We can share bevs. All right, ready? ASMR, guys.
Did you see someone commented? They're like, on like one of our last videos, they commented like, "It's disgusting hearing the food like chewing in your mouth."
Oh,
and then
womp.
and then
we should do
people
it
were
more.
then some other people commented.
Ready?
They're like,
Ready,
then
guys? Okay, I'll actually
But then-
nasty to some people.
some people were like, attack that person. Like, you could just keep scrolling by. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Period.
I'm like, I'll just
Him
leave
commenting that,
leave it to the
just, like,
throngs to just take care
You
of
gotta
that.
love the comment warriors.
I mean,
that
here's the
stand
thing.
by
I
your
get it.
side.
Like, not everybody. I actually hate ASMR stuff for the most part. I don't
fucking
enjoy
love it.
listening to people chew. I don't have that like thing that people say they
tickle in the
have.
brain. No, I don't have it either. To be fair, like she loves ASMR, and it makes me go like this.
Bro,
It makes me
every time.
It doesn't give me anxiety or anything, but I'm just like, I think it's kind of
To me, it's like like the fork on a plate. You know that sound, the fork on a plate.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like this one.
Yes.
Or yeah,
Scrape or like nails on a chalkboard.
yeah. I
Even
feel like the
thinking
fork.
about it, I like- my
yeah,
head
I like
starts to, like-
my bones physically cringe.
It's not even my butt. It's like right here in my head.
Ooh, I have hiccups.
Like I can like feel the cringe of the sound. I don't know how to explain.
That is a good. Have you ever seen the thing where it's like where you feel like different emotions in your body? Have you ever done that
Kinda.
in like acting class?
Yeah, or like for example, I was like looking up all these different like acting coaches and stuff, and like somebody was like, when you're upset, like to feel it in your throat. Like what does it feel like to like feel it in your throat? Or like how people say like your sacral chakra or whatever. I'm not gonna put chakra in quotation marks like that. Like that kind of area, like when like that's why people twerk. It's like a release of energy or trauma usually within your body.
That's
And
why they. That's
Yeah,
why they.
I
twerk.
twerk.
That's
That's-
why
that's
we
why I
twerk.
No, not now, but like why people do things like cat cows or why they open up their hips. It's an emotional release, like during yoga.
Oh, specifically your
and,
hips.
Yeah, and that's why people say twerking can be good for emotional release. Because it's
Let's
kind
all
of similar
twerk
to that.
then.
It does make me happy when I
Time to
twerk.
twerk. Yeah, and he actually, I feel like you twerk kind of frequently.
Not to be said on a
Not-
podcast. Not to be said on a
Not
And
like-
now we know.
Not, I don't know.
Twerking
More-
frequently.
For all
More
those
in, like, a
boyfriends out
joking
there
way.
that are afraid of their girlfriend's mom.
I'm dead.
I'm
learned-
really bad at twerking because of my lower back.
Dude, I feel like my upper
It
body
hurts
is
my
so
lower back.
long that I feel really awkward when I twerk.
Aubrey has a
Like,
freakishly long upper
that's
body
why
and shorter
I'm sitting
legs.
on a pillow right now. I'm sitting on a pillow.
She's
guys
all
who are
torso,
almost
like-
taller than me. All like
Not when we sit
guys
down.
who are taller than me will always be like, oh, like you seem like you're really tall. Like when we're like sitting down together because we're like the same height, or I'm taller than them. But no, I just have a really freakishly
Just
long
wait
upper
till
body.
she stands. No, because Aubrey's only an inch
Yeah.
taller than me, but when we sit down next to each other, she looks significantly taller. And then we stand up, and it's like, oh wow, you guys are almost the same height. But it's because she has little stubby legs.
I do. I have stubby legs, and he also makes fun of my kneecaps.
She has baby kneecaps.
She has the same weird kneecaps that I do.
Oh, you have the baby kneecaps
You got my
too?
genetic weird kneecaps. They look like they're on backwards. Like
Do they look like that?
I don't know. I just thought they. Looked like
I'm
baby
kind of I'm a
kneecaps.
little bit knock-kneed. Like
Knock-kneed.
like my
Like
knees
they
are like a
knee
little
in.
in. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think you have the same thing, and we have the same freaky hands. Let's show them our weird little baby hands. They're the exact same size.
Well, you guys can't see us.
Look, we-
sometimes, but
Like we have to
Yeah.
wear kids' gloves. Like we have really
we
tiny
can wear
hands.
kids' hats too.
Mm-hmm. We have
really
small heads. I think
I'm
my head's
always
even
jealous
smaller.
of those people that can buy kids shoes because you know how much cheaper they are.
They're
Actually, we can
cut
do
size
that. I don't
kids
know why we
4.5.
don't. Yeah.
That's what we wear. Yeah, big kid
jealous.
4.5.
I'm so jealous. They're always like $40 cheaper.
Yeah, you can get like a nice pair of leather sneakers for like $40 less.
Wait, we didn't say what we were talking about. We said we decided and then we didn't say.
Well, we were gonna eat the snacks
Okay.
and then
Yeah, we
so
eat
you
our
have
snacks
3
first.
people with ADHD on a podcast.
Well, I thought
Let's-
that was a good segue because we were like talking about prices in LA because we were talking about.
Oh yeah,
shoes
that's
and
what we were
shoes.
gonna talk
So
about
that was a good segue.
today.
We'll have our snack later, but we'll announce what we're talking about today. We're talking about LA.
Life in LA.
Life in LA, moving to LA, being born and raised in LA, all of the above. So,
And by LA, we're talking about Los Angeles.
Yeah, not Louisiana.
yes, Los Angeles, Louisiana. Is there
That's
LA?
the state.
Oh,
that's
like
the
the
That's the
state
abbreviation for
abbreviation.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
We don't live in Baton Rouge.
Nope.
No, indeed we don't. So yes, Los
So
Angeles,
yes, we're
California.
talking about Los Angeles today.
Yeah, and we all have very different perspectives on that. I
Yeah,
think.
we do for sure.
So,
But more importantly, let's look at our snack of the
so,
day.
yeah. Here's the crinkle
Oh,
of the
God.
package, and we have butter chips.
The Korean honey butter
Korean honey
chips.
butter chips. I was just saying, we went to the opening of Kim's Convenience,
Mm.
and this an interviewer asked me, out of a Korean convenience store or an Asian convenience store, what would you want to get? And I said honey butter chips.
Oh, you did say that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I couldn't. I thought you just said something about peach rings.
I thought you
No,
said peach rings too.
Two different interviewers asked me the same question, but one only asked me a regular convenience store, and then somebody asked me, I can't remember if it was an Asian or a Korean. Korean. A Korean. Wow. A
Clip that.
Korean. Yeah,
Clip that.
Clock that. Korean convenience store. So I said both. So yeah.
Well, so back in the day, I feel like maybe before the pandemic years or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't there like these chips went viral
Did they?
and it was
Maybe.
impossible to get them in the stores.
Oh, man.
And people were, of course, reselling them, upcharging. People were paying like $25 for a bag of these chips on eBay
man.
and stuff. And so, and now like you can just get them in any Asian market,
It's
or
like
especially Korean, like
A
H Mart.
squishy. Like the
Oh my
blue
God, the
peaches
squishy
and all
thing.
those
Oh,
Oh
we
my
could do
God.
a whole show about things that I'm so glad
We
you
could
have
talk
grown
about,
out
we
of.
should do an episode about collectible items.
Oh.
Because I think you could bring on guests for that too. Who like
Oh
really
yeah,
like
there's like a whole
collectibles.
nerd. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
like,
whole
such
bunch.
A niche thing.
There's
Do
a
you
whole
like
bunch.
collectible items? Okay, we.
Well, to be fair, I feel like we're both trinket people. Like we both have a lot of like random trinkets in our house. Like
Yeah,
I have an
we definitely-
elephant
You have
that's
an
like
elephant?
literally the size, the little tiny one. It's like this
Oh.
big. It sits on. You probably haven't even seen it. It's next to the Lego figure I made.
I
of
think
you.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, we're very much.
I have a lot of Hot Wheels still.
That's so you.
I saw a really cool thing. If you ever want to like give up your Hot Wheels, I saw a really cool craft to make with Hot Wheels, or like little cars, like where you make like a Christmas wreath with a hot glue
I
gun.
saw that.
But yeah,
I've seen that.
But then I also saw
I
a
don't have
person
that many.
did
I
a really
used to.
cool thing like with their kid's door frame, where the same thing they like glued them on the outside, so it looked like a racetrack on their door
Did they do, like,
frame, and
Oh, that would actually be pretty cool because you could put like dashes on the door frame.
we've really
and it's
gone
like a
amok.
road-
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, back to the snack.
Anyways,
This is literally. We should just rename this podcast to like chatting
ramble.
with
Let's-
people with
yeah.
ADHD.
yeah.
So
So honey butter chips. Let's open them up. Do these bags usually go and open them that way or this?
I think is there a little
I think-
right here? There's it says open right there on the top.
Sweet.
It's one of the,
Okay,
here's
it
the
has
thing,
one
bag
layer.
maker people,
Yeah,
like
bag maker people.
ripping down the side. Nobody wants to open chips like that
I think you could have opened it like that, but it's okay.
because
Okay.
then unless you're gonna eat them all, Aubrey's like one for you, one for you,
Please, sir, may I
the
have some
rest
more?
for me.
Oh,
More, sir.
I can't.
So Eric has never had these and we have. So
Smell test. Oh, they smell.
Smells like
they
honey
smell
and butter.
as a gas.
and
They
it
smell
supposedly
gas.
has French gourmet butter on it, like
No,
real
honey.
butter.
I
Ready?
think I could smell this all day.
Alrighty.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. And
All right.
enjoy.
You did that on purpose.
I did.
Wait, those are really good.
You're like, wait.
I know,
They
sorry.
taste kind of like
You might hear a lot of bag crinkling in this episode because. Okay, stop.
enjoy ASMR lovers. It tastes kind of almost like like a croissant potato chip. And I love
It
croissants.
feels
I
really
love
light.
butter.
It's not too sweet.
It's
Which I
so
really,
buttery.
really like.
I love butter, Joe.
Oh, I got a big chip.
Yeah, the honey is pretty subtle. It's
Oh,
butterier.
but
The next episode is gonna be Aubrey vacuuming her crumbs off of the couch.
stop talking to me like that.
Okay, so today we're talking about life as Angelinos. We have 3 really different perspectives. I grew up in the Midwest and I came here as an adult in my late 20s to pursue my entertainment career. And I came here in 2001. I've lived on the East Coast and then the Midwest and then here. So, yeah, I came here as like a kind of almost fully formed adult after never living on the West Coast. And honestly, I hadn't been to Los Angeles
You hadn't before?
Until you moved.
since I was 4 years old
Wasn't that when you were gonna go to Disneyland?
when my family
Oh my gosh.
drove from Arizona to Anaheim to go to Disneyland, and it was closed. Yes, I shit
Like,
you
what are the
not.
fucking odds?
Because up until that year, I think it was like it must have been around like 1976 or something like that. I guess up until that year, I looked it up, but I can't remember the specific details. Disney used to be closed on Mondays, I think it was, and then it was shortly after that, like the following year, that they opened where it was open 365. But that particular year we were there, it was not open yet every day of the week. And we did not know that. And we drove up in our rental car, my mom and dad and 4 kids. And the oldest one probably being like 11 years old or something. So 4 kids under the age of 11 and under.
hell no.
And I have very vague memory of it because I was only 4. I was the youngest. But I do remember all of us crying in the car. And when I say all of us, probably my parents too. Can you imagine how upset you would be? You'd be like, oh God, just kill us now. But we ended up going to Knott's Berry Farm instead.
Oh,
And I
That's
have
fun.
a really fond memories of that. And then we did go to Disneyland like the next day or something. So
Oh,
we
you
got
guys
to
still
do,
gotta go.
I know, so we got to do both. But anyway, that was the first time I've been to LA, and then I didn't come here again until 2001. So when I moved
Wow,
here,
You took a leap.
and yeah, and then Aubrey obviously was born here, and then Eric recently moved here only how long ago?
2.5 years ago.
Okay, so it's been a little longer than I thought, but
Yeah, 2.5 years. I moved here September of 2023.
okay, and he's
So
still
literally almost.
just a pup. He's only 21.
Yes, he's an LA
But
baby.
I moved here. The only other time I visited LA, period, was my audition week for the program I was doing. So I auditioned for that program.
So
Fully
you
ready
came
to-
out to audition.
Yeah.
came out-
Well,
oh.
so it was it was
Like a callback kind of.
Yeah, they called it a guest week. So it was like we flew out here and we took the classes for a full week of the program
wow.
with the year before me. So it was season 6, but I was season 7. So it was
We
season
should just
6.
clarify right now that Eric is a dancer before you think that he's joined a cult or something. You're like the program. When I joined the program. Join the
Oh my God.
program.
No, yeah, it was called the Brea Space. It was the launch program. Shout out Krista and Corey Miller. But yeah, so we came out for a week, and I trialed it, and that was like basically like if you came out, they were like, we already want you. We just want to make sure you want us, essentially. Because we had to do a video, and I remember my video, and they still talk about it to this day. They're like, your video is really cool. Because I did we had to do all these questions about ourselves and answer them on a video. But it was like, so it was like a 5-minute slate, essentially, with a whole bunch of questions. I couldn't remember the questions. So I would write them on sticky notes. So I wrote on sticky notes, and I just filmed myself everywhere in my town doing it. And I was the only person who did that.
Oh, that's a cool
So
idea.
like I'm walking around my studio, and I'm like, I like show the sticky note, and I like toss it behind me, and I keep walking. I picked it up after I did not litter.
That's so creative director of you, Erik. Director Erik came out.
Yeah. And then so basically they were like, you got it. You got in, but it was you got accepted to the guest week. You go, and then they were like, I think there's 9 of us, and I think 6 of us ended up doing it and staying.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But yeah, so that was when we
you came out here for that, and then you just stayed, huh?
And then well, that was in February of 2023. So that was my senior year.
Oh, you were still in high school.
Yeah, that was my senior year. It was February, and I remember I got my acceptance, and 2 weeks later was my guest week. So my mom was like, shit, I guess we're going out.
Wow.
Like, we booked a flight. Her and my dad and me came out. We stayed in like a hotel right near Disneyland.
Oh, I think we probably stayed in the same one. Or like
Probably,
one,
yeah. Like
But-
by the convention center.
Yeah, and so then I moved. And I also didn't have a place 2 weeks before I moved.
Wait, but then have you stayed out here since then? Or no, you went back and finished
So
school?
I went back and finished high school, and then I still couldn't find a place to live. And then, so I accepted the program, but I was like, I might be living on the street. Not
Living
actually.
on the street.
Not
Sleeping at the
actually,
studio.
but we had to find something that fit in the budget, something that it was a lot. It was a lot of money. And my parents, I'm very, very blessed that they were able to help me, and that they did help me. They all were very generous with that. But yeah, so then it was like I remember like a month before I was like, Mom, I still don't have a place to stay. Like, and we had my flight booked and everything, but I didn't have a place to stay. And so we found it in the crunch time.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't you stay in you had like a room for let situation, right?
Basically, yeah. I stayed in
Oh
the
my
house.
God.
And it was me and this other, he was an electrician, 22. I was 18.
I mean, people, I think, have a lot of beliefs and some misconceptions about what it's like to live in LA. And a lot of people obviously come here to chase their dreams of entertainment career and acting and singing and dancing and whatnot. Which basically Erik and I both did, but
Yeah.
Aubrey was
Yes.
born into it, right?
That
So
was
we have like these different perspectives. I mean, I always tell people, and obviously it's very different from when you moved here,
I was
even
saying,
from
what
when
was
I
your
moved here in
moving story? 'Cause I don't
2001.
even think I've heard this.
Okay, so I came here with a roommate and a friend who helped us move. And we had already secured an apartment online. So we'd already paid our deposit. So we rented an apartment without seeing it in person. We just like put faith into apartments.com or whatever. And
what you gotta
rented
do.
a U-Haul, drove all the way here from the Twin Cities. And we were fine with the apartment and everything. But before we started driving out, like right before we had planned to come out, like 9/11 happened. And we were like, well, shit, like we already paid for an apartment. Like,
Yeah.
I guess
She
we're
was
just,
just telling me the story recently because she was at dinner with the 2 people that she moved out with.
yeah, I just got together with them recently. And we're like, well, I guess we're just going. But at that point, I mean,
At least you were
the
driving. 'Cause I'm
the
sure
entertainment
airport's
industry, well, there was no flying.
There
You
was
couldn't
no
fly.
flying.
Oh,
The
yeah, yeah.
entertainment industry, though, it was at a complete, like, death. I mean, it was kind of like how it was during the pandemic, but worse, actually. Like, nothing was
Worse because
happening.
there wasn't as much social media.
Yeah, there was no social media, and there was nothing happening. At least, like, during the pandemic, like, we kind of eventually figured out how to shoot things.
We had Remy the Ratatouille musical.
I
It's
shot
one-
2
productions.
commercials like during the lockdown. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was weird. I had to shoot one in the house by myself, like being directed over a Zoom.
Multiple people had
Crazy.
great music careers over COVID too.
Yeah,
and
so
became
but like
popular
then
when
it
they're
was just like, oh
veterans.
my God, we've been attacked on American soil. Nothing is ever going to be interesting or entertaining again. We're just doing nothing. And like everything came to a standstill. And literally we got to Vegas because we were driving from Minnesota west. We got to Vegas and we like my 2 friends that I was with, they were like, they like to gamble and stuff. So we're like, well, we definitely have to stop in Vegas on the way. It's like our last stop because that's about 4 to 5 hours from Los Angeles. Well, we stopped in Vegas. It was like a ghost town. the casinos were open, but they were empty. The streets were empty. It was freaky. Like we're walking through the Bellagio and there'd be like 5, 6 people. I mean, it was nuts.
Oh my God. It's
The
like
dealers
the
were just
back
standing at
rooms
the
of-
tables. It was weird.
That just goes to show how much tourism is in Vegas, because that means like
The
if no
whole
one was
city is
flying in-
tourism.
that
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
big part of the
No,
city.
there were no flights. All the planes were grounded for quite a while. And then our one friend, his sister was a costume designer on the Disneyland park. She was one of like the head costume designers. And her, she was like, yeah, if you guys want to come to Disney, I can get you guys into the park. We're like, yeah, we want to come to Disney. There was nobody at Disneyland.
Oh,
No
that's a
lines,
blessing.
probably.
We literally went on the rides. Like we went on Space Mountain like 3-4 times in a row. We just got on and like ran back around and got on. I mean, there were some people there, but not many. But literally, like everybody thought like, well, this is the end of American life as we know it. Little do we know that's now. But anyway, so that was my experience. But so we came here and the industry was pretty much shut down, and I blew through my savings in about 2 months because there was no work to be had.
Well, that's good. You lasted 2 months.
And
Rationed.
I ended up getting a job at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Larchmont.
Hell yeah, you did.
Hell yeah, I did. And
And
it was
it's just
hard.
so
It was hard to get that job. I applied to so many jobs. I applied to be a server at like this sushi restaurant that I think was like partially owned by Ashton Kutcher or something. Anyway, but like apparently you had to be like really hot to work there.
You were hot when you were
I
young.
was hot when I was
She was like you
You
were
were hot when
snatched.
you were young. I was
I saw videos like and pictures of
I
you
was
young.
very cute when I was young. Yeah,
looked
I looked
really cute.
great.
Boo.
But there was like a line and you had to bring your headshot. This is to be a server
yeah.
at a restaurant. And then there were like
Imagine
3
if
people at
were allowed to do
tables.
this now.
I mean, that just seems like slightly illegal. And then there were 3
necessarily.
tables and they just go, okay, next. And you go to the table and then they would give you a headshot and a resume for this waitress
Were they-
job.
Since it was sushi, were they taking both Asian people and non-Asian people?
It was
or what
anybody. It was anybody, but you just basically had to be young and attractive. And I had server experience. I waited on tables through most of college and after college. So I was just like, okay, whatever. And they're like, then they took your Polaroid, like you were at an audition.
What the heck?
And
took
they
your
asked you
Polaroid at
some-
auditions.
Well, I'm sure.
They used to.
Back
Back,
then,
before
yeah.
everything was digital, you used to always like have to have your Polaroid taken like before you would go into the room. And then they'd staple it to your sheet and you'd go in. So yeah, it was just like an audition. And then they just asked me a few questions about my experience. And then they were like, okay, well, they were basically going to have callbacks. They didn't call it that, but like, we're going to have a second round of interviews. If you don't hear from us, please don't call. If you don't hear from us, that means that we're not calling, like we're not asking you
It
back.
literally is an audition.
Yeah. And I did not even get a call back to the sushi restaurant.
What's funny is I know, like, even nowadays, like, I know from friends, I've never experienced this, but they said, like, there have been times when you apply for a job and they do ask for a headshot. Like, regular jobs.
Yeah.
I guess it makes
Very
sense,
LA.
especially like for clubs and like bartenders and things like that. I feel like
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, clubs, I could see that. But that was my experience coming here. It was very difficult. So, like, people who've asked me, even now, like, whenever people ask me, like, oh, like, my daughter wants to move to LA to act or sing or whatever, or like, you know, if I want to come to LA, what should I do? I always tell people, like, the first thing is to make a budget of what you think your monthly expenses are going to be, like figure out what your apartment and your general utilities, how much you're going to spend on
Yeah,
food, blah, 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 blah.
Food.
If you're going
Also
to take
take
acting
wax.
class or whatever, dancing classes, figure out like a general monthly budget, and then you've got to at least triple it in savings. At least. Because you've got to be prepared for like no money coming in.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For at least a few months. Minimum like 3 months. And then, you know, go from there. I think that's pretty solid advice.
100%.
you say so?
If I were to redo it, I would 100%,
Follow
100% follow that.
He was
I-
Instacarting on his electric longboard.
Oh, no,
Oh, wait.
no.
No, you weren't.
So
No, no,
when
no.
I first moved out here, my parents, again, very generous. They were like, we will help, like, we are going to help you. Like, it's okay. Just focus on what you need. However, like, they could get, like, it was like bare minimum. Like, they could pay my rent and, like, some groceries.
Yeah.
Like
That, so it
yeah.
was like, I moved out here without a car. I was out here for 9 months without a car.
Oh my god! It's
So-
and just so you know, it's a little difficult to be in LA
it's-
without a car,
you
depending
can't do
what
it.
part of
Oh,
the
you
city.
You can't do it. I also was
Like,
out
you
of the
live in?
city. I was in
Trans,
Orange
yeah.
County. So I was out of the city.
Okay, he wasn't even in Los Angeles, just so you know. He was in.
He just moved to California.
But
Yeah.
I moved out here. I think I had $211 to my name.
Eric.
Oh, I know.
Eric.
Fresh out of high school. Like, literally, this is where I was going. And I was like, so I remember the first 2 weeks were the most stressful 2 weeks of my life. I just moved away from all my family. I had no one out here. We didn't even start the program yet. I had 2 weeks. And I know, it keeps sounding like a cult. That's what we call it. But the launch
I know, it really
program.
does sound like a cult at first.
Or like a
now I
rehab
have a bunch
center.
of-
It's like conservative. Like it was a conservatory.
Conservatory.
You know what I mean. Conservatory.
Continuity.
Continuity.
It's my
Go back to our last episode.
But so the first 2 weeks, I had an electric skateboard that I used, and I got around literally all of Orange County on that thing. And I got a job. It was 2 miles away.
Crazy.
At a golf course, and I would at
2 miles away.
4:30 in the morning, I would be riding my skateboard
Electric skateboard.
to the golf course. Oh, so many wipeouts I had on that electric skateboard.
Oh my
but
god,
yeah.
Eric.
You know what? But I will say, like,
surprised you haven't gotten more physically injured or like had like.
Don't say that. Knock on wood.
I know, right?
I'm knocking on the wood.
But that I will say there is something about being young. Like there's a scrappiness that you have, right? Like because if now they were like, yeah, Amy, you've got to ride this electric skateboard to your job, they'd be like, fuck that shit, man. I'll just move back to like I mean, you get to a certain point in your life where you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. But yeah, there is something to being young and scrappy, young and hungry.
Young,
It is
scrappy,
true.
and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
so.
Okay.
No, but it is true though. There is something to that, like because you're a little more willing to ride an electric skateboard
and it's also
to a
like,
job 2 miles away.
I can live off, like I should, and I'm not promoting this, but like I can live off of breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? Like being an 18-year-old kid with nothing,
Yeah.
I don't have any responsibility.
He had an electric skateboard and a dream.
So Aubrey, who was born here.
I would say, yeah.
Little nepo baby. No, just kidding.
No, you're not a nepo baby because that would mean that I'm like rich.
Really rich and famous. Yeah. But
Which I'm not rich and famous. I'm just a working actor in LA who's managed to like not starve to death.
type shit. Well said.
Type shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Aubrey was like born
I
into
was
a
born in
working.
Santa Monica Hospital.
No, St. John's.
Oh wait, I thought
In
I was
Santa
born-
Monica.
Yeah, so I was born
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah, born and raised.
A hospital in Santa Monica.
Yeah. Literally, exactly. So I've been here my whole life. I honestly don't want to have. This is shaking.
I know.
The mic.
You keep touching it.
I love it here. I don't want to live anywhere else. I feel like my mom and I just had this conversation about LA being like our home, and if we were to like move, it'd have to be because we'd have to move out of the country. You know what I mean?
I can't think of anywhere else in the United States that I would really want to live except
Except
I would live in New York City if I wasn't like starving.
I agree. I love New York. I think it's magical.
But it's I this is another thing that I've talked to a lot of people because over the years I have had a lot of comedian friends who are like, "Oh, I was thinking of moving either to New York or LA. Which one is better?" And I'm like, "Look,
So
as a
different.
comedian or as a theater person or whatever, it's easier to be in New York. Like I think it's easier to audition. I think the industry is a little, believe it or not, like nicer out there. It's different. It's a very different vibe. But I think it is much harder to struggle in New York than it is in LA because if you are broke in New York and you get a lot less apartment for your buck in New York, and things are old and things break down and you have like a bad
And the
heater
weather's
and
way
bad
more
air
severe in the
conditioner
winter,
and
too.
a weird toilet and your
Yeah,
shower
and
is in
there's
the middle of your
snowstorms.
kitchen. It's weird, right? But the thing is, in LA, there's central air conditioning everywhere and it works.
Very true.
And if you are broke and living in a studio apartment with a roommate, you still go outside and it's beautiful, and there's the
weather's
ocean, and there's the
lovely.
mountains,
You can go to the beach
and
in
there's
20 minutes.
and like
Yeah.
there's Paris in the fucking sky. Like
There's parrots in the fucking
it is
sky.
easier to struggle here. You walk outside and it's like do 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 do.
Yeah.
It is.
It
It
might
is
not be
kind of like
do, but like it looks like it, and you pay for that. You know what I mean?
it is. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's easier. You can go outside and it is still beautiful. And you're like, wow, okay, you know what? I'm going to go look at the ocean, or I'm going to go to the mountains and hike,
grass.
Yeah.
or I'm
let
going to
me
go to the desert
journal
and
go to
draw a
like,
picture of a
something
Joshua
cute.
tree or something. Like there's
Yeah.
there's so much, and I'm not saying there isn't stuff to do in New York, but you're kind of are just in that concrete jungle, and like people will, if you drop dead on the sidewalk, people will just keep stepping over you in New York. It's very
Oh,
different.
I'm not gonna lie though, I feel like they do that in LA too. Like if that were to
Depends what
happen.
part of the
Yeah.
city you're in, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's more spread out, so I feel like it depends on like where you live in LA. There's
So
many
different though.
vibes.
So
I would
different.
say
I
So
go to
different.
suburbs.
LA is very hodgepodge of
'cause-
different. I guess walks of life is the term, but like
Walks of life,
overall,
culture.
in general, like there's some like we keep talking about niche things we find to do in LA,
Exactly.
like the jitterbug class and the, swing
jitterbug
class.
we did
Well, Eric, how
yesterday.
did you end up living in the valley? Like, where were you living before you live now?
So this was the Instacart story. So I was living in Brea for 9 months, and then when the program
So Brea
ended,
is way down in Orange County,
Brea is
just so
literally
you know.
t-
It
like
is not Los
15,
Angeles.
20 minutes from Disneyland.
Yeah,
So like
it's down there.
It's way down south. It's like I'm from Philly, so I always say it's the Bucks County.
If you couldn't tell from his accent, just kidding.
It's the Bucks County of LA. So it's not Philly, but it's the suburbs, quote unquote. But so I was living there for 9 months, and then when the program ended in May, I knew I was going home for 2 weeks, and I also knew by that point my mom and me both agreed that like we didn't want me to do another year at the space. I wanted to just move to LA and try and find something. So I remember I did a job for Fox Network. It was like a green lighting, I guess they call it, for like a new show to put in front of the producers and see if they want it to go to pilot, I guess. And I did that job. I got a decent-ish paycheck, and then I was like, all right, like I'm gonna go home, and when I come back, I'll find an apartment. And at the time, there was another kid in the program who he was like, I'm moving to LA after this year, and he had done 5 years at
Was
the
it
space.
Austin?
Yeah, it was Austin.
What's his full name?
Austin Lee,
Powers.
Austin Blaze.
No, just kidding.
depending on
That
what he
guy
wants
is
to
a
go by.
king.
He is awesome. I love Austin.
He did he did the Abracadabra music video.
Oh yeah, and he
Oh
was
my
on
God.
Star Search. And he was on Star Search recently.
Yes,
he
he
was
was
just on Star
incredible.
Search.
Yeah.
Him and one of our really good friends, Jocelyn Mastro.
Yes, shout out.
out.
Bro, I can't with this. Okay.
But so
like,
basically, long story short, so I went home. He was like, we were trying to find apartments. We toured a couple before I left, but then I went home, and the one opened up here in North Hollywood. Now, North Hollywood, I knew we were living in no matter what because all the dance studios are here. T Millie, Millennium,
so close. Yeah.
88, Movement Lifestyle. Like the actual LA, the industry is NoHo Burbank. I feel like, like it's
no, not totally, but dance definitely is centered in
100%,
this
yeah.
area.
the dance world
definitely.
is definitely like North Hollywood, Studio City, Burbank, like
Yeah.
without a doubt. So all the studios are up here. So and he knew a lot about the industry at the time, a lot more than I did, way more. And so I was like, all right. So I go home and he texts me. He's like, hey, we can move into this apartment, but we were looking for like end of August, September, and this was like early July.
Oh boy.
And he was like, so, but if we want this deal, like this really, really good deal in this
do it
apartment, we
now.
have to move in July 27th, July 28th. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, all right, let's do it. So we found a third roommate and we moved in. And I saw the place briefly before moving in. But yeah, so I moved there. I drove back. When I was home, my mom was like, oh, like, you and dad are going to swap cars when you go home and when you go back to LA. So when you want to drive the car out, let me know. And that week, I had 4 days left of my trip. And so I canceled my flight home and I called my best friends, Liam and Abby. And I was like, hey guys, what are you doing in 4 days? They were like, what? I was like, all right, we're road tripping in California. And they were like, shit, man, all right. So they both took off of work. They called in sick, quote unquote, and we drove cross country to LA, and we did it in 58 hours.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
So then I moved there, and then my first job, I literally Instacarted to pay my first rent, which was like over $1,000.
Wow.
So with my new, I just got my car out here and I just moved. So I Instacarted the whole first month before I got my job.
Oh my God. Well, Aubrey, like, okay, wait. So we were talking about Aubrey. So give me your perspective. Like,
Well, I grew up in Woodland Hills is considered a part of the valley, yes?
Woodland Hills is Los Angeles.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
the
within Los Angeles
it's the
County.
very, very farthest northwest
I'm
of the
reporting
San
like
Fernando.
this, like everybody's gonna know like where the
Northwest
freeway
of
is.
the San Fernando
You're
Valley.
looking at a map, North
That
Hollywood,
way.
It's over here.
Yeah.
So
But
it's like the last outpost
I grew
almost
up-
before Ventura County.
when you think of LA, you're not thinking of where I grew up essentially because it was more of a suburb vibe. We lived in a townhome for a bit. I've lived in so many different houses and things growing up too because I have split parents. Womp womp. And now he's reaching for the chips. And so I've also lived out in Agora Hills, which is even farther from LA or kind of farther from the city. I lived on a ranch there, like 2 different ranches.
You were
for-
born in you lived in West Hollywood when you were born.
Yeah, I did, but
That's
I
not the valley.
I don't
Weho,
remember.
not the
I
valley.
don't
That's in the
remember
center
Weho
of
at
the
all,
city.
though. Like
You were like literally an
I was
infant.
so little.
She was an infant.
I was a tiny little
She was a
babe.
fairy.
But I loved growing up in Los Angeles, and I feel like I really like it because it's just very diverse, and I know so many cultures, and we're also really big foodies. I'm such a big back for saying that, but you know what I mean. We grow like you know what I mean.
I'm curious though. I wonder.
There's
I
a
know
little bit of everything in LA. It's very eclectic here, which I admire.
That's a good word.
Yeah,
eclectic.
it's very eclectic, and compared to when we go back home to where she's from, or
Okay, you don't have to call it back home.
it's back home for you though.
No.
No.
That hasn't been my home
It's
for
like-
a long. I
you
don't
know
think.
what I mean.
I don't think of
When you
Minnesota
go visit
Home.
family.
when we go to
go-
visit
When we go
family.
to visit
Yeah,
family
I
in
don't
the
think of
Midwest,
Minnesota as home.
in Illinois
all.
or Minnesota. That like once I really started going there a lot, especially now that I'm older, I'm like, wow,
Ew.
LA is a very no, not ew, but LA is a very special place. Yeah, I appreciate it a lot more, and it makes me very grateful to live here.
Yeah, I mean now
I don't
that
think that those places are bad at all. I love going to see Grandpa and the fam. on
well, I
both
mean
sides of
it's
my
interesting
family,
though, like
but-
because this is kind of what you've known and grew up with. I wonder if you were born here like you were, and if you had never gotten onto Modern Family, if I had never put you into an audition or anything like that, and you just grew up like a normal kid, I wonder if you still would have ended up going into entertainment. I feel like you probably
I
still would have.
Oh,
Yeah.
I 100% would have, because I think I would have found the love for it on my own rather than being like, and I'm not saying that nobody beats me, rather than being thrown into like years of like what is it called, like, you know, contract, like being on a contracted show. I would have found that passion on my own, and it would have been more of a decided thing. And I mean, to be fair, my mom says this a lot, and she's done research on it because I did it so much. I quit so many times on all these different activities that I did: gymnastics, drumming,
Piano.
lessons. What
To be fair,
else?
I did too. You weren't alone in that.
Yeah.
You're not
I
a
mean, I
quitter.
think
Every
lots
kid has a phase. with
kids
that,
who are
but
given
it's happened at many
opportunities,
points
most
in my
of the
life.
things that you do, yeah, you don't
But it's also, I think
continue
that's
pursuing it.
so important. Like to
It
try
is.
it. Like I mean,
Test the waters.
I don't
Yeah.
think it is actually. I would debate that.
really.
Oh.
No.
Ooh.
Because I mean,
I like
I was glad that you were able to have experiences when you wanted to try things. I mean, there are like lots of families that are like, yeah, we can't afford that. You're not doing that, right? So if you can afford to give your children those opportunities, however you afford it, that's great. But it doesn't necessarily make you a better person or better at other things or make you well-rounded. And you know, I have a friend that Aubrey knows really well. A longtime friend of mine here in LA. She was born in, I think in China, and then she came here with her parents. She's Chinese American. Yeah. And so, but she came here as a toddler, and then her sister was born here. She grew up in Los Angeles area. And so she's totally like an American Valley girl, but she also
She
grew
sounds
up
like it,
with,
too.
yeah,
Like, her
she totally
accent's
has a
very,
Valley
like-
girl accent, but
Yeah.
she grew up with, you know, like Chinese immigrant parents. And she's like, she told me at one point, she was like, you know, the whole concept of being well-rounded is very American concept. right? And like, really, there's not much to be gained by it other than like fun. It's not practical and it doesn't make you better at other things. I mean, maybe it makes you realize what you don't like, but you know, like the whole concept in China of like doing a billion different things is a waste of time and energy and money, right? Like you focus on what you have an aptitude for or what you show an interest in, and then you focus on that and that's what you do. So, I mean, when you were little, like if you had shown an aptitude toward, you know, music, which you did, you were always singing and stuff because I was always singing with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that might have been it. We're like, okay, you're going to do these lessons, you're going to do this, you're going to play this instrument, you're going to study with this person, and it would have been like, psh, focus. I'm not saying that that's what I think you should do, but I don't think it's like so important that kids be well-rounded like that and that they try lots of different things. I really don't. I think that like kids who don't try a billion different things aren't at some huge disadvantage. They're really not.
I don't think so either, especially if they don't want to or if they haven't expressed it to their parents at all, then it's really not.
Well, when you're little, a lot of what you think you want to do is what your peers are doing or what you see on TV or whatever.
That's true. That's
like
very
what do
true.
you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, I want to be a fucking astronaut. And you're probably not going to be, like, that sounds bad.
Well, I mean,
You can't be
Aubrey
an
told me at one
astronaut,
point that she was going to be a cowgirl
but,
and also
I
a
wanted to
ninja.
be-
And she also wanted to be a mermaid.
Oh, I wanted
So-
to be a ninja so bad.
I also really wanted to be a horse trainer growing up. I mean,
She
that
also
is something
wanted
that I could
to-
do,
Oh,
but-
that is still something you
She also
kind of
wanted to
should
own a
do.
snake store.
Oh, yeah. Snake store, parrot store. I love
Birds.
animals.
Do you remember
Yeah.
when we walked
Oh,
into
hi,
that
doggy.
groomer and it was a whole bunch of birds?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my god.
He got a dog. He got his own dog, like his own dog for the first time. His name is Twix. He adopted him. And he was going
Ruby's
to go to...
watching you now. She's like, dog.
I know, she heard us.
I
Can't
know.
see her, but she's
We're
like,
talking about her boyfriend Twix.
we're talking about
And
Twix.
so we were like looking for a good place in NoHo to like get this dog groomed. And we walked in and we set an appointment and it's like lights are kind of dim. There's like birds and they're all like
It's called dog and cat grooming.
right.
And
But there's hella birds.
it was so
there's
and
hella
nobody in the
birds.
front.
And there's no way birds.
Dog and cat grooming in front of
Wait.
birds.
There was nothing but birds. And the one goes, hello. And we thought it was a human, but we saw
know.
no humans. So we were like, we literally looked at each other. We both got the biggest heebie-jeebies. And we were like,
Yep.
I was like,
No, you know, for years I had a pet care business in Minneapolis. That's when I first started acting and doing comedy. That's how I supported myself because I could have a really flexible schedule. So it was my own company. I actually sold it when I moved here. And I had all these clients and I would like dog walk, clean litter boxes, like take care of pets when people were out of town, like water your plants, that kind of stuff. And it was called Amy's Pet Pals. Hey.
Aww.
And there was it was like an African gray, you know, they're like the really super smart ones and they really talk a lot usually. They had this bird, the husband of the family had it since he was in college. So he had it for like 20 something years or whatever. And they told me, they're like, you know, like he does talk sometimes, but like only when usually if he's like comfortable around somebody, like you might hear him talk. They went out of town for a few days. So he didn't really talk. I would just fill his food and water and then like talk to him a little bit and then I would leave. And it was maybe like the third day or something like that. I was just about to leave. I was just about to open the door and walk out. And in the exact voice of the wife
Oh no.
from like the next room. I wasn't next to the bird. I was in the next
no.
room. The
I'd
bird
sprint out of that
the bird
house.
went, where are you going?
Exactly mimic.
I almost crawled out of my skin. I was like, oh my God. Because I was like, is somebody here? I'm like,
mind you,
that
now,
had
like,
to have been the bird. It was so creepy.
That's
Where are you
so
going?
crazy.
Just sounded exactly like the woman.
Whoa.
Where are you going?
It's so amazing to me that birds can mimic humans like that.
Birds are crazy. I like birds.
I would
but-
love to
love
look
birds.
into it. I know there's like birds have like 2 vocal boxes, which is how they're able to do it.
Really? Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure.
And there you go.
My best
the more
friend
you
Katie,
know.
who owns a bird named Arlo, you know, Arlo's World. He's what is it called? You've probably seen him on some point at your For You page because he has all these viral videos.
He's a famous bird.
famous bird, but she could probably
He's
tell
rich and
you.
famous.
Rich and famous.
The Blue Macaw.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous birds.
That'll be a great TikTok.
But anyways,
Okay,
Back to the
yes, we've
topic.
digressed.
yeah. Anyways, we got.
I
the
think you would
heebie-jeebies.
have ended up and I think you would have
think
ended
I
up
would've
being a
too.
theater kid. You probably would have discovered it in school, that kind of thing, like theater program.
I
or,
think I would have too, and I feel like picking up an instrument at some point in my life that just seems like a no-brainer. I don't know, and I don't know. She's a music major.
yeah, we always were doing musical things in the house, so And
Exactly.
we were in a play together. We were in a musical together
We
when
were
she
in a
was
musical.
9.
We were in King and I together.
It was the worst production of The
I
King
played a
and I.
Siamese twin.
Okay, I don't think you're supposed to. Well, I mean, literally.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Like, not like a conjoined twin, but literally twins from Siam because it
like,
was The King and I.
No, that's what I mean by.
Yeah.
I'm not like trying to be racist. That's
not- well,
literally what it
Chat, clip
was.
that.
Clip that. But yeah, the person who played my twin was not Asian either.
It was not a great production, but we had an amazing experience. We really
It was really
enjoyed the
fun.
experience. It was cool to be in a show together. And do you remember I took you to the Burbank Community Center when you were like a community theater? I don't even know if that theater company still exists, but you were, I want to say like 6. And I took you to audition to be one of the kids in their production of Sound of Music.
Oh gosh, I remember this.
And she got a call back, and she didn't book it because she was too tall.
And guess what? You know what the funniest part is? The one thing that I do remember was I remember going to my callback and having me stand next to another little girl and thinking, let me put my back. When you're a kid, you want to be
proper.
Oh, you were
Yes.
thinking it would be good if you were taller?
Yes.
No!
because- and so honestly, if I would have hunched over a little bit more, we were
She's
about
all
the same
like, see,
height,
I'm bigger.
I bet I would have gotten it.
Oh, man.
But so yeah, I could have been in The Sound of Music, but
Yeah.
no. Regret it when I'm on Broadway. Just kidding.
And I think I audition. I think I auditioned to be a nun in that production. I didn't get.
You did. You didn't go for
I
it.
didn't. I don't remember if I got a call back or not. But yeah, so Aubrey and Amy couldn't cut the mustard for community theater.
God dang it. You
Oh,
win some, you
well.
lose some, 9 seasons on a show, community theater.
You know,
Same thing.
whatever.
This is one
I
of those
know.
things where we could talk about it forever.
I know, but like, okay, so specifically about LA. I mean, okay, so let's go down. Like, we're gonna keep it brief. If you have like the top piece of advice you would have for someone who wanted to move to LA to pursue
you
entertainment.
should answer
No,
that.
you guys go first.
Well, I kind of already gave mine.
You did
Come with a lot of money, way at least 3 times more money than you think. If you're like, okay, I think I can get by on like $10,000 a month, that's not enough. You need like 30,000. Like, and I'm not kidding. Like, let's just be conservative and say that you're like young and you're going to share an apartment with 2 other people and your rent's only going to be like under $2,000. Which right now, like I was just looking on Zillow the other day. In the area that we live in, which is pretty central, like we live in the San Fernando Valley, and like we live in an area that's desirable, but it's not Beverly Hills. Okay, it's not like that expensive, but for like a 1-bedroom, a studio to a 1-bedroom apartment, you can't get for under $2,000 right now. You cannot, unless it is like a shite hole. So let's just say you're gonna have roommates and you're gonna spend $2,000 on rent and then like, X amount of dollars for gas, blah, blah, blah. So let's say that you think you can get away with like, okay, I can spend like $6,000 a month, $5,000 a month. You have to triple it. You just have to plan for the worst. And right now is like a horrible time to come to LA. There's no work. So don't. My advice is don't. That's my number one piece of advice. Don't come here.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Wow, was that like
I feel like-
wah, wah.
I was gonna say I feel like recently online, and I feel like you hear people talk about LA in songs all the time, and people talk about it like this evil place, and people online on TikTok too have been talking about how it has this kind of low vibrational energy, or it's almost like a demonic energy to it, and I
Ooh.
think why is because people do get stuck within the wrong traps. Yes, people do party out here a lot. Yes, people do drugs out here a lot. There is a lot of negativity overall. So, sorry. If you're moving here, I feel like it's really important to stick to your intention on why you moved out there and keep that to ground you, because there will be distractions left and right, and you need to push through and be hard at work, even though it is easy to get lazy around here and to want to party and to,
Yeah, and I think that's in any major metro. If you went to New
For
York,
sure.
the same kind
Same
of thing.
thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I feel like the negatives about LA, it's the same negatives everywhere else, but they're heightened.
yes.
That's what I would say. Everything is heightened out here, including the highs, like including the good moments. They're heightened, which is why it's so desirable, I think. But my one piece of advice, I would say, like, when you come out here, yours was really good about staying, like, remembering your intentions of coming out here and making sure you stay true to that. I'm going to agree to that, but I'm also going to add, like, don't come out here with almost like an expectation. Like, don't come out here expecting things, because you're always going to be, you are 100%, you're always let down.
Yeah, you're going to be disappointed.
That sounds womp,
So many
womp, womp.
no's.
But at the same time, like, it's just how it is. So it's like, you expect to be let down on everything you think, but also expect to grow in different ways that you wouldn't see yourself growing in your hometown.
Yeah.
Like, I think it widens your eyes. So I would say,
That's
come
right.
unexpecting.
That's why I said intention rather than like the success of like what you want or like what is going to be. It's an intention, an energy, not a final destination point. You're going to have a crazy journey out here, and it's probably not going to be anything like what you'd expect.
No.
Even living here for as long as I have and living here my whole life, I think LA is as an adult too not what I expected it to be. Like, I think I had very different I had expectations for myself when I was 17, 16 that I feel like I didn't achieve out here right now, and that's okay. Things will come when they need to, and yeah, you kind of just have to trust and ground yourself, or else you're gonna drive yourself fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, like what you were saying about not having expectations is that if you choose to have a life, you want to have a career in the entertainment industry, no matter what it is, like you're a singer, you're a musical theater person, you're an actor, you want to be a director, you want to be a writer, you want to be a dancer, like whatever it is in the entertainment industry, you are like, so much of your career is at the mercy of other people's decisions that you have no control over. And the sooner that you accept that, the happier you're going to be. And then the key is to like not like focus on like, oh, I really thought I was going to book this, so I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. It's like, yes, of course you like want to set intentions and work toward those goals, but really at the end of the day, all you can do is focus on doing the best that you can do, and then just keep doing the best that you can do. You just keep putting yourself out there rather than like going, oh, I'm going to book a sitcom, or I'm going to book this thing or whatever. You just have no control over those actions.
It's also like the pathway is always changing. Like, my pathway is complete. Like, I moved out here, and I also moved out here very naive to the industry. I didn't know jack shit about the industry, and I was like, I'm going to be in it. And I quickly learned that that's not the case. But I'm going to say also, I'm going to add to my advice, I'm going to say the first 3 months, I would say, of living in LA suck. Like, I think, like,
really, we were like having so much fun because we were just like doing nothing and living off of our savings. We were out partying and we were like hanging out with friends. We didn't have jobs because we naively thought that we were gonna like book work. Yeah. And I actually had an agent. I had not a theatrical agent, but I had a commercial agent. Somebody from Minnesota actually hooked me up with this commercial agency. He had lived out. He was a comedian. I knew Minneapolis, and he had lived out here and made a really good living doing commercials. So he connected me with his agents like right away when I came out here. So I had an agent like right away, and things did not work out. Like, it was just dead. And then like I ended up leaving those agents, and then I got a different agent. And it was so slow that they decided to close, that just happened to me just last year in 2025. My theatrical agency closed because the industry is really slow right now, and they were a smaller boutique agency. So, I mean, stuff like that is just always out of your control, and really all you can focus on is doing the work. I know that's so cliche in entertainment, but like, you always hear artists and actors, well, do the work, just throw it away, do the work, whatever. But like you just have to keep doing the work, find a way to just do the work. And if you just focus on yourself and your own skills and improving and growing and putting yourself out there, then eventually you cross paths with somebody who will make a difference in your life. Also, one of my like mentors very early on, Tyrell Washington, the best thing he ever told me was stop trying to prove and start just improving. And it was like, I feel like I take that with a lot. Like, I always take that, and I always need to remember that. And I think right now in my life, I need to remember that a lot too. Because it's like, it is true. It's like, if you come out here trying to prove something, you ain't gonna prove jack shit. Like, you're gonna end up moving home. You're gonna end up living on the street. You're gonna do something. Like, it's so real. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, and if you just focus on like trying to, I guess, fulfill yourself. would be the
It's
term.
true. And I mean, even as somebody who's lived here my whole life, I feel like I've tried to prove I really, for a long time, I wanted to keep being in the industry because I wanted to prove that I could. And that got me nowhere. And it also makes you feel like jack shit. So
Maybe that's the title of the podcast. LA is jack shit.
A city that will make you feel like jack,
Jack
shit.
I don't know why.
So I think that goes for anybody within the entertainment industry. Focus on what you want to focus on.
Yeah.
And what feels fulfilling to you and what you can control.
And get a skateboard and start doing
Working at a
Instacarts.
golf course and waking up at 4 a.m. every morning.
Start driving DoorDash. One of just like, I think this is funny. I've told Aubrey this, but a friend of ours who helps us like with our dogs sometimes and stuff. She was a theater major. She came to LA. She wanted to act, and like, she was driving DoorDash when she was first living here, and she actually DoorDashed a case of White Claw to a homeless guy on a corner in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
She was like, I pulled up and was like, I don't see the address. He's like, no, I'm just on the corner. I'm on the corner. And she's like you're standing outside? Like your house is on the corner? It's like, no, I'm just on the corner. He literally was like a homeless dude just standing on the corner.
Most
Get
LA
your-
shit.
So
Another
some
thing with moving to
LA.
LA is get your priorities straight.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be,
Anyway.
if you don't have a house, don't be DoorDashing White Claws. Like, I don't care.
All right. Well, anyway, that's the episode. We got to wrap it up. We're like going long, but okay, yeah.
Let us know.
I
Have
feel
you
like
ever
this-
wanted to move to LA? Do you plan on moving to LA? Do you live in LA? And if you do, let us know your experience. We'd love to hear about it in the comments.
Yeah, LA people, tell us about your love for LA. Or if you live here, I'd really love to hear from people who also don't like living in LA.
Yeah.
I was saying, it does.
that'd be
It also
interesting.
we sound like we're like, but we all
We
said
all
that
love
we
it here,
Living is
though.
and I love living here.
I love
don't
it
wanna
here.
live
I
anywhere else.
We all
can't
said
think
we
of
wouldn't
somewhere
wanna
else
live
I'd
anywhere
rather.
else, so.
I like I said, like New
Also
York.
talking over each other. Okay.
I know, like New York.
Well, we all were like,
I mean, New York, if I had like a ton of money, or just New York. I mean, I could live in New York. I love New York. Or like, if I really was just like, fuck this industry, I'm done, I would move to Santa Fe, New Mexico, maybe. I really like
oh,
Santa Fe, my
Jordan,
old
call us.
friend. All right, I guess we're done.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Thanks,
thank
you
you guys for watching
guys.
this episode.
thanks for having me.
I'm Aubrey,
No, maybe, and that's
And I'm Erik.
Erik.
and you've
Okay.
been watching.
Let's
discuss.
discuss. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Look, it's so dark. We can do shadow pup. Let's do. Wait.
How do you do that? Wait, I gotta do it this way.
Is it like a Oh yeah, the
Waves?
dog. Oof, oof.
I'm dead.
Oof, there's a
Like,
dog
it's a
coming out of my head.
garbage. It's a pile of garbage.
A pile of garbage.
Pile of garbage.
That wasn't a Phineas and Ferb episode. Okay, we can end it.
Okay, bye.
You've been listening to Let's Discuss with Aubrey and Amy.
Edited by the amazing Andrew Adame.
And special thanks to Erik Demchik for his technical help.
Let's Discuss was recorded on our couch at home in sunny Los Angeles.
Follow us on Instagram at Aubrey Amy Let's Discuss.
See you next time.